Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. This is the first time that we're doing this, but we're very excited about it. Today, I have a very special guest, the CEO of Exertus Financial Partners, Mr. Eric Antonio. And before I bring him in, I just wanted to go over a little bit of the story of how we started working together and about who he is in Exertus Financial Partners. I've worked for a lot of corporations. I'm currently the Chief Marketing and Brand Officer for Exertus. And I've been working with Exertus and Eric for about 2 years now. And I was in the corporate world before meeting them, and I worked for multi-billion-dollar companies. And I took a break. I took a really big break because of personal reasons, because of my daughter that was born with a heart defect, and I needed to take care of her. And when I came back into the corporate world, I had really big priorities, really big ones. And the number one was who I choose to work with, because I have a pretty big portfolio, and I knew I could choose, pretty much anywhere I wanted to go. And but for me, because of all my family went through, it was very important to choose the people that I would be working with. And looking for the right people, that was the number one priority. And I worked with other startups, and I ended up meeting Eric, through an event, through a company, through a friend of a friend. And once we met him, me and my husband, Aaron, we saw what Exertus had to offer. We had the mission behind it. And the first thing we clicked was about, the people and how they treat people. And coming from the big corporate world, that was a big block of us. We don't like working with corporations, no matter how much money is involved, that just don't treat people right. And so once we met Eric, we knew that, that was a really great fit. So he invited us to work with him, and him and Alan and me just really clicked, and Aaron, my husband. And so I just wanted to highlight that. And that's the reason why we are with Exertus today. And we are just very proud to be with Exertus, and we're very proud to actually have cross paths with Mr. Eric Antonio. And he is just something special. And of course, if you're a part of Exertus, you know that. Because you have heard him speak or you have met him, but he's very a special person. And there's a lot of reason to that. And we're going to try to share some of those reasons that really make Eric who he is. And obviously him being the CEO of Exertus, that makes Exertus what Exertus is. So for no waiting anymore, let me bring Mr. Eric Antonio.
Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
how are you?
I'm very good. I'm very excited to be able to meet you again, Livia, and hopefully people would really know who I am. They've been working with me maybe a couple of years, and some people probably just started. And I'd like them to know how am I really doing this business, and why am I doing it, and why I'm so proud of this company and what we're doing for people.
Yes, I'm so excited to talk to you because I know your story, and I really want to make sure that everybody else knows it. I really want to make sure that everybody knows the Eric Antonio that I know, because once you know that, once you take this in-depth look, then you really truly understand what Exertus is and what Exertus stands for. So one thing that we have in common that I wanted to highlight, and that has to do with my first question, is that, how much we believe in people, in the potential of people. And this has been something that I always had, and that once like-minded people like Mr. Eric Antonio, that's how we click. And is that we believe in people, but there's a reason why. And I feel like, it's because everybody has a different story, a different background. And some people just are born into more privilege. And but when you're not born with that amount of privilege, it's just you really understand that people can achieve great things, right? Because when you come from not a lot and you achieve great things, you just become a believer in people, in humans, because people can achieve anything, right? And when you go through the obstacles, when you build yourself up from not much, you really just become someone who believes in people. And I feel like that really differentiates, some people from others. And I think this is also connects, some people to others. So it's like we're connected. So I wanted you to tell us a little bit about your early life, about your background, and some of the lessons, in your early life and your background that have built, the values and, and the decisions and have built you into the success you have today.
Okay. I think people know me as a successful CEO, president of this company. They probably would say, "I'd like to be where he's at, and I'd like to be successful as he is." But what I want you to understand is my background, I believe, helped me propel to where I am right now. I was born from a very really poor family. In fact, a sickly child at that point, and because I was the sickly child, my grandfather will always pray for me, and in fact, he would like to dedicate me to become a priest. And so guys, if I succumb to that, I am a priest right now. And so I know that being a deprived person, my only way out is education. So I am a person that when I decide to do something, I'd like to excel in it. And so growing up, I would say that I studied very hard, and that's why being an honor student and stuff like that, I was able to go to college through the help of my sister, and that's why without my sister, I don't think I'll be able to get the kind of education that I have. So I became a clinical lab scientist, and because my first goal was to be a medical doctor. And again, because of my background, I got accepted into the internship, for me to be able to become a medical student. But I didn't have the resources to be able to study. And so what happened is I really wanted to be somebody. So you'll be surprised on what are the things that I have done. I While I was studying in college, I was already doing like an associate professor in science. I was like 18, 19 then, and I was teaching a lot of dropout, like children of rich people, same as my age, pretty much. But I didn't last because all these kids, especially the young girls, are like in front of my room all the time, and they'll say, "Hi, sir. How are you, sir?" And it's very hard for me. So in other words, I look into another way on how I could be able to support myself. That's when I got introduced to the pharmaceutical. I started with medical equipment as a salesman there, and then raised through the ranks of the pharmaceutical companies. I became a one of the I would say the youngest regional managers, because in back home we have three main islands there. I became a regional vice president of like a pharmaceutical. It's very known pharmaceutical. This AstraZeneca, and that's how I got introduced to really good marketing. We're trained on how to smile while doctors are really uh, kind of like mad at you, or some kind of like they're not in good terms, good mood when you are there, but you try to smile and enjoy the process. So I like that kind of training because, in fact, if I have to start all over again, I would like to be in that position, and that helped me a lot in this business. And I see that what I'm doing right now was the same thing I was doing before. Before you're explaining the drugs, you are detailing it to the doctor so they could use it. Now what I'm doing is I'm detailing money. I'm marketing money, and when I came to this country, my goal is to be able to really make good income for my family. Me and my wife, we came here when she was pregnant with our first child, and I started working three jobs. Would you believe it? I started working three jobs as a clinical laboratory scientist. So I make serious money, but I didn't really have time and money together because all I do is work, 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 bills, bills, bills. Trade my hours for dollars. So when I got introduced to this industry, I said, man, I was doing this. I really was doing this wrong because I was working so hard for the money, but my money is not working hard for me. Imagine at that point, 1992, when I got introduced to this industry, I was making $250,000 already. But you're talking about two and a half jobs, working 12 hours to 16 hours pretty much every day. And that's why when I saw the power of financial services, I said, man, especially the rule of 72, that woke me up. I said, how come I didn't know this? So I joined the company, the practice company. I basically invested in the variable universal life. I liked the concept and I embrace it. During the time, guys, we didn't have the smartphone yet. We have to go to the booth. So every time I would like to call people, I will have these quarters in my pockets. And during my breaks, during my lunchtime, anytime that I will have a chance, I will call people. And guess what happened in 10 months? Because I have that burning desire, I was able to get my promotion. I was able to make $100,000 in my first 10 months in the industry and gradually lay off my jobs. And after that, it's history. And I've been in this industry for almost 30 years now, and I'm loving every minute of it. I I I I will do this over and over again because this is like this is like life for me. This is time, money, and really life in one sentence. This is a perfect scenario for me. I don't see anything that I could do out there outside of what I'm doing right now.
That's so awesome. I really love your story, and I really love, just your journey, of how you got here. So I wanted to know, and I know, but I know a lot of people don't know. So when, how, and why was the idea of Exertus born?
Oh, that's really amazing. I would say it's a good accident. Um, I was um, I was in the financial industry already, and when I got have my medical challenge, that's when I basically retired from the practice company at the height of my career, as I was one of the original chief executive officers of that big company, and everybody was surprised, and they didn't know why I quit because I got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer at the time. So all I wanted to do is to spend my time with my family, and hopefully we'll be able to get better. I did my chemotherapy for 10 consecutive years, and I didn't know that it's gonna take that long. But God is good. I survived that. Basically, I was able to finish my chemotherapy in 10 years. And with that kind of situation, I asked myself, why have another chance? And so that's when I started venturing back in the industry. I worked with this guy with an IMO, and for like almost 6 months, we built that company. I would say me and Alan were the first leaders in the company that I would say producing 90% of that company, the volume of that company. But what happened is because the other leaders were not performing the way we do things, the owner decided that he's just gonna let go of the building aspect of the business, and he will just have the producers, we say the industry professionals, you say the agents, that career agents that would like to produce for them on a month in month out basis. So what he tried to do is to undermine us, me and Alan. He was sending email and faxing them contracts where he's raising the contracts so they could be directed to him. So basically, one of them, one of my leaders, of course, they know me and Alan, talked to us. That's what she's doing. So what we did is we decided to incorporate our group to save everybody. And that's when Exertus got born. And we didn't know what we're doing in terms of how we're going to transition and what have you. I tell you, God is good. Columbus Life, we didn't know Columbus Life at that point. We were introduced to Columbus Life. And we were so blessed that Columbus Life have living benefits as well, because what we were just selling at that time was National Life, and we cannot sell it because we are already exiting from the company. So the only choice is to have Columbus Life, and it fell on our lap that this company is such a good company. And for the first 6 months, guys, we didn't have income because we were just transitioning, and we started in hotels. We started in like restaurants. Me and Alan were doing presentations here and there, and our first office was like a sub list in Milpitas. And then after about 10 months, close to 11 months, that sublist is gonna be over. And for us to continue, they're doubling our rent pretty much. So we basically outgrow that. And so the timing was perfect. So we moved to another place in somewhere in Milpitas. So this is now an upgrade because we occupy the entire second floor with probably like maybe about 24 rooms there. So we got our leaders, we got a big conference room. In fact, we got two big conference rooms there. We got the training rooms there. It's packed all the time, and we're growing like leaps and bounds, and so we outgrow that place again, and that's when we moved to the headquarters where I am right now, and it's been already 3 years. Time flies, and I tell you, in this short span of time, I believe that because our vision and our mission is really sincere. Why we are doing this business is really to give back. That's just the reason why I'm here, because that's the answer that I got. um, he doesn't want to waste my experience, doesn't want to waste my wisdom, and the things that I know about this industry. I know so much about this industry that I don't like to be known as a millionaire. I like to be known as a millionaire maker. And I think we'll stick with that. Our vision is the exit strategy. That's why we are so divergent, because it's beyond selling. And in our mission is, imagine if we'll have more than 100 millionaires. I think we will accomplish our goal. And in 3 years to 5 years, I know we'll have a lot of those. And guys, we cannot accomplish this by just myself or Alan and a couple of leaders. We need to be aligned with our vision and our mission. And I know if we sing the same song, we will have the harmony and we'll get there.
That's so awesome. I'm just seeing all the comments, and everybody just loves you so much, and I love to see that. And I totally identify with that, and I relate to that because I know how people feel. And you're just an extremely relatable person, an extremely awesome person and relatable person, which is just so important in a leader, And that's why is just gaining so much momentum and growing so fast. Like that's the reason right there. So talking about the industry, and of course we got to hear how much experience you have, which is amazing, and I don't think anybody, it's really hard to match that amount of experience and success, in life in general, but especially in an industry like this one, that is just such a big industry, and there's so much competition. And for someone, to reach the success that you have, I wanted to share, however you feel like, what is your secret to success inside this industry?
Okay. I would say that I would share with you that really success for me is a place that is really, I could consider the uncharted place, and it's only known to the 3% who didn't give up. It's only known to 3%, and remember, those people who gave up are now being employed by those 3%. And my secret to success is usually, I would say, my principle as far as success is concerned is all starts with letter S. I'm sold out. I have to be sold out, and you guys need to be the same. And for me, success is my boss. This is very powerful, because when you are doing it because of your leaders, or because our orientation in the corporate world is always somebody um, is reporting to somebody, and so on and so forth. That's why we just tend to work when they are around. But if success is your boss, you'll be able to have that self-propelled type of mentality, and you could stay focused. And I'd like you to remember that you have to start every day. When you're in this business, there's no such thing as, oh, I have this group already, I've accomplished this already. You gotta stay hungry. You gotta start every day. And then I also believe in self-empowerment. When I say self-empowerment, you got to have a lot of input. And you could do that most especially in reading a lot of books. I tell you, you should know me before I am who I am right now. When I started in this industry, of course, we're trained on how to talk. And the first time I was asked to talk for 2 minutes, I could still vividly remember Me and my wife were talking in a small convention. I would say probably a super Saturday, and I didn't even remember what I said because I was so scared. I was so nervous. And after our talk, my wife said, how come you didn't say this? I said, I didn't even know what I said there. And that's how I started, guys. That's how I started. And it's so important that you guys need to read a lot because leaders are readers. And that's how you could have self empowerment. You got to seek no's all the time. You got to fail your way to success. And people are so scared to have that rejection, to have that no's. You know, I was trained in all these years that I'm doing this business that no is part and parcel of what we do. In fact, the more no's you have, that's when you could master how to get the yes. That's how you could be confident. That's how you could be um, um, comfortable. That's how you could be competent. And that's why right now I would say that if I am talking to somebody and I would like to, the goal is to recruit this person, I'm pretty much, I know I could recruit this person because I have a lot of those no's. I have a lot of those rejections before that made me anticipate now and made me some kind of able to psychologize this person in front of me and how will I approach it and how I will talk to them. Same thing with, say, the product. That's how I'm able to build myself because I always seek for no's. It's okay. It's okay, guys. That's why I would say I have 100% recruiting batting average. You know why? Because I just recruit people who wants to join. I have 100% batting average in terms of closing a deal because I just close or sell to people who want to buy. So the big deal is just keep doing it. You know, just keep doing it. The thing here is a lot of people they try to do things. They just try to do things. But the most important thing is you must simply have to do them. That's the key. And then the last but not the least that I like to share with you guys is one of the principles I always do is you got to be a servant leader. Being a servant leader is something that would help you get all the leverage that you could have eventually, because the people that you would help will be able to train on how to become a servant leader as well, and so they could help more and more people. I think the success of our company is really getting a lot faster right now because more and more people are helping a lot of leaders out there. Because if you wanted to get to where you wanted to be successful, just help a lot of people. The more people you help, the more you will become successful. And that's why I could say it because it's been my guiding principle all these years. I just want to help people.
That's great. Awesome. So I have another question for you. So I've heard since I started working with you, I've heard people call you by two different nicknames.
Okay.
One is the animal, and
Okay.
the other one is Kuya. And as I understand, they're very different. And I wanted you to tell us a little bit of what they mean and how you acquired them.
Okay. All right. Um, let's start with the animal. Guys, when I joined this company, remember, I didn't have any experience in the financial industry. I was a clinical laboratory scientist. I'm still I am, although I'm not practicing. And so I became student of the business. I I empty my cup all the time, and I try to learn all the time. And I think that's the reason why I would say I'm one of the the best closer out there, because I tell you this, I was so coachable then that in fact I didn't get my license right away because he didn't tell me to get my license. But guess what? It worked for my own benefit. I did a lot of sales, training sales, and I also have a lot of clients that didn't close because my trainer what at the time is not able to really articulate and explain on how the product works. So sometimes we close because of the trust factor that I bring to the table. But to make the story short, I I get frustrated a lot because a lot of times we will not be able to close. Or in fact, I know I could close them, but I could not close them because I was not licensed. But in the process of doing those spill training, what my trainer didn't know is I would take notes on what I should not say and what I should not do. And I keep practicing my own presentation based on the training that I'm getting through this guy. And that's why in 6 months, when I was able to get my license, I had all the points, the the points requirement at the time. It's 100,000 points for variable universal life for you to become a marketing director. So when I became a marketing director, remember I said in the first 10 months, think about this. I made my $100,000 because I was closing like five, six, 10 policies per day since I know how to do it. My wife will set up appointments and she would just tell me, go there. And I'll bring home like five, 10 policies. And I still remember during the time the policies were just like $25, $50, $100. If you close a $200 variable universal life at that time, you are already very, very excited. You're celebrating because that's already a big policy. Just think about how many policies I was closing, small policies I was closing at the time. I remember when I was um, like recognized as the number one producer in our November to Remember in Tampa. Um, I had 175,000 points in 3 months, and I produced it by myself. And that's why I remember Rich Stolley, who is the one of the biggest guys in the industry with the practice company. In fact, he's still in the industry right now, actively training and motivating people in that company. He was the one who called me the animal because after I became licensed, there were only like 4 months that is left to qualify for the Hawaii trip. I qualified for the Hawaii trip, and then I got my $100,000 ring, and I am the number one producer in the entire United States. I still remember WRL Transamerica, and I did that for 3 consecutive years. Number one in the whole nation. You're not talking about number one in California, in the whole nation. That's why they call me the animal, because they don't know how I could close that much and how I could produce that much. And so my mentor at the time, which is also one of them is Rich Stolley, they asked me to move to their office because they told me if you wanted to compete, right now you're the King Kong, you're the animal. If you wanted to compete, you need to build, you need to hire, you need to recruit people, and you need to duplicate yourself. You are good because you are a producer. All you have to do right now is become a a a trainer so you could reproduce. And that's when I became a builder, and every year I got promoted to the next level, and so on and so forth. So in that company, if you become a CEO during our time, because there's a lot of levels, you are for real. You are for real. And that's how I got my animal title. And I just added something. I said good looking animal, okay, because I don't want people say the animal in you, okay. Now the kuya is a word in our culture. I'm an Irish Filipino. In our culture, when you call somebody kuya, it's it's a respect. They don't just call you the first name, because when they call you as a first name, there's no respect right there. But when they call you kuya, they really respect you. um, Something that you should be proud when somebody will call you kuya. It doesn't matter what kind of culture, it doesn't matter what kind of community. It's a good way to call somebody kuya. And if they will ask, why are you calling me kuya? Because it's like an older brother, that will always be an older brother no matter what, because they respect you so much. They respect you in all facets of life, different, in terms of how you take care of people, in terms of how you lead people, in terms of how you take care of your family, in terms of how you coach somebody or mentor somebody. That's how kuya is all about. So when somebody calls you kuya, be proud about it, because it's a respect that people have for you. And that's why they always call me kuya.
That's awesome. Yes, I see a lot of people that call you Kuya, very excited in the comments for watching you explain and tell the stories that, some of us heard, but a lot of us haven't. So I'm really glad that you're sharing them here with us. So now I wanted to talk, because, of course, I know you for a while now. And like you text me today, you know me very well, and I try my best to. But I wanted you to share, because I can pick up a lot of values, and I know you're a person with very strong values that that you really hold on to that and you live by that. So for the people watching, what are some of the most important values, in your opinion, a person should live by?
Well, the values that I would like to share with you with is something that I think the company is already embracing. It is, it's important that we have our faith. It doesn't matter what kind of denomination you have out there. If you have Him in whatever you do, you will definitely get there, because you don't just try or do things with your own wisdom. There is this higher law that you could talk to and ask for guidance. So you don't know that I'm so busy right now, but I have a lot of hats in my life. I'm serving to the endowment board of the California Nevada Conference, where I am part of the auditing committee, and we manage the retirement of all the retired clergies and their spouses, and I've been serving them there for a couple of years already. I'm also, for some reason, because they could relate to me, since I'm in financial services. In any church we go to as a family, where we consider it as our home church, when we say go to live in Tracy or in the Bay Area, they would put me in the finance committee, where I'm the chairman. In fact, I'm present chairman in our church. So I believe that we should have that relationship. It's not just all about making money. So we need that to have a balanced life. And even in marriage, I would say that you got to have a we call this the triangle relationship, so that your marriage will be very, very successful if you always have him in that triangle. Now the other thing is family. I tell you, my strong emotional why is my family, and I would do everything to take care of my family. So all the things that I'm doing right now, talking about my own family and the Exertus family, I believe that we'll be able to help a lot of families in the opportunity that we have. I owe you guys the opportunity, and that's why I'm giving that opportunity to you. Embrace it, because this opportunity will not come by all the time. This opportunity that we have is I would say it's a temporary. Once we get into our vision now, which is our exit strategy, that opportunity is not going to be the same no more. And then the third thing is I really like to have financial freedom, not just for myself, but for a lot of people, because of my background, I know how it feels to have nothing. And so we are given a chance that now we could empower people, we could provide something to them, and that financial freedom is what a lot of people need, but that's just they don't know how to get there. And I think we are so blessed to be able to have this opportunity where again gives us this best option to have a permanent solution for our families. And the last that I would like to share is you got to enjoy the process. You got to have fun. Don't treat this as like as like another job or another assignment. You will not enjoy it that way. You have to enjoy the process. You have to enjoy it. And I tell you, if you enjoy what you're doing, remember that if you enjoy what you're doing, you will succeed. You need to enjoy. You have to have fun, and there's no other place to have fun but with the Exertus family. I tell you, my wife sometimes say, "Hey, you don't have this time no more. This time like this." I said, I'm balancing it because I enjoy being in Exertus. I enjoy being with my leaders. I enjoy being with my family. Guys, I enjoy working. I tell you, I enjoy working. A lot of you might not even know that. Alan knows because we see each other here in the office. We have the luxury of just staying home because of this COVID situation, but we dress up. We report for work because this is a new norm right now. But nothing should change. You gotta be a hardworking leader so that you could help your people. And I tell you, the harder you work, the luckier you will get. And those are the things that I would like you to also prioritize in that order: the faith, family, and financial freedom, and in that order. It's not good if you have financial freedom, but you forget the rest. I still remember what I learned from our dad. He said, I hope I could remember this. Um, the Exercise is for the body. Um, um, what is this? Exercise is for the body. Uh, Book is for the mind, and and um, and faith is for the soul. Don't forget all of those. You don't forget all those, because those are important, and I always have that as part of my way of balancing my life. You got to be able to balance it. So you will have the peace of mind, because you're not just doing it for money. Don't chase money. Chase your passion and enjoy it with the people that you care for.
I love that. Everybody loves that. But thank you so much for sharing. So we're gonna about to close this. So I'm just gonna ask you one last thing. I know you are a great leader and you have a really big company that continues to grow every day. And we're all following your leads. And I know you build leaders and you have great leaders in your company that you have built. So I just wanted to finish by you giving all your Exertus partners and leaders and friends and family, because we are a family, a final message.
Okay, guys, just for a closing a message here. What I would like for you to remember is, we cannot control things, and it's something that will always gonna happen to us. Like, for example, this challenging situation, we cannot control this, and it's too bad. It's gonna be part and parcel of our life right now. We cannot control the way things will happen in your business. It's not a smooth ride all the time, but I would like you to remember that um, you need to fail your way there, and most important thing that I would stress is the fact that responsibility is not just one word; is a two-word thing: response and ability. So it's your ability to respond. The how you choose to respond is the most important thing. So right now, with this situation that we are in, I want you to respond in such a way that moving forward, this should not stop you. This should not limit you. This should not slow you down, because again, you could choose the ability to respond. And how we do things here, the attitude that we will choose in order for us to choose the right response is very important. And it's either you wait till it changes and it will not change, or you change now. Give yourself a chance, and that's your choice that you need to have the ability to choose what kind of response, so you could change. And I know in just a matter of couple of years, the way we are growing, if you guys stay in this bus, we will be able to reach the place, the exit strategy destination that we are doing. Although some of you might be the driver, some of you might be the rider, the runners, the walkers, or watchers, but we're all gonna get there. But making sure that you guys know we are in the same bus. We will move this bus and we will get there, because I am your driver and I'm gonna get there with you. And let's get there faster. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It was great to have you here. Thank you for sharing your story. And thank you for being the awesome leader that you are. We all appreciate you so much. For you guys watching this, this was our great first interview. Just understand that this is going to happen weekly. We're going to be bringing all the great leaders, and hopefully soon enough, some of you that are watching in here, so we can all learn from each other and build this great company bigger and faster. So thank you so much for being here, guys. Thank you again, CEO Eric Antonio, for your time and for sharing your amazing wisdom. And I'll see you guys next week.
Thank you. I am so nervous. I didn't know what you're gonna ask me. So
Yes, because I won't tell you.
relax. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You're awesome. But that's what I told you. He emailed me back and said, any tips? I'm like, I don't have any tips. You're already awesome. Like, so thank you so much. I knew you're going to do so great, and you did. I know you have so much to teach, and someone that has that much to teach, like, what am I going to say? So thank you so much for being here. And guys, next week, same time, 5 p.m. Pacific time, tune back in. And our next guest will be CEO's partner, COO, or Mr. Cool, as we call him, Alan Lorenzo. So you're not going to want to miss that one either. Thank you, guys, and I see you next week.
Thank you.